emotion. As a kid, I got taught that love is blind and that you should just, when you say you love someone, that it should be constant, it's unconditional, it's all the time. And I feel like that teaching to me, although kind of right, also got me into a few pickles in life where I love someone so much, so dearly, and they just kept doing me wrong. And that kind of destroyed me over time, trying to love someone so much unconditionally that they took advantage of it and destroyed me in a way. And a lot of people get taught this, right? In the way I got taught, where when you love someone, you should always love them, and no matter what, right? It's unconditional. Now, I'm not a very smart person, and I don't know everything. But I think recently, I've started to understand a bit more an understanding of what love is and what it really means. I think when you tell someone you love them, it is unconditional. No matter what that person does, you should love them. And sometimes it's very hard to love someone, but it is a choice. It's not like lust, right? It's a choice you make every day to love someone. Right? It sounds weird because a lot of people think you fall in and out of love with people. I would say that's more lust, maybe. But love is a choice. It's you choosing that person every day, and whether that's your mum, sister, brother, partner, kid, whatever, it's a choice that you make. Is there ever a point where you've told someone you love them and you decide at one point, no, I don't love them anymore? Personally, maybe it's because of how I got taught or whatnot, but I don't think that you should ever stop loving someone that you told that you love, right? And that does not mean that you are there for their beck and call, that you are their servant. But I think once you tell someone you love them, because it's a very strong emotion, that there should be a certain amount of respect for that person, a certain amount of decency you have for them. There was a poem that I listened to from a woman, and it's called I Love You, But I Do Not Like You. And it was a poem to her mum. And the poem, I don't have anymore, unfortunately. It was amazing, but I don't have it. And it's not something I can Google. It was just from a lady I met. And it reminded me so much of my mum that I started crying. And I understood what she was saying. I love you, but I do not like you. Because love is the choice. You're kind of choosing to be that bigger person in a way, to say, look, I'm here for you when you need me, but I don't like you. It's very conflicting, right? Humans are not straightforward, and we're very confusing, but I understand it, and maybe you can understand it too. I'm not too sure. Maybe that's really confusing for me to say. I'm very sorry. But yeah, I think it's very important to, especially with a partner, to decipher the love and the lust, right? It's a lot easier to love a parent or a brother or a sister because you can't get the lust and the love confused. Yeah, that's why it's so much easier to love the people, your family, because you can't get confused. With a partner, you can get confused what lust or love, and they can get muddled up. And you can get confused whether you think you love someone, but the reality is the love is what you pick, right? I got taught that love is blind. Oh, should we get a love camera up? Honestly, I've said it so many times. I got taught that love was blind. And I think that really damaged me, because I let a lot of people do me wrong and kind of just carried on doing me wrong. Here's what I think. I think that you should love someone unconditionally, no matter what. But at the point that they don't try to help themselves, right, or better themselves, that's the point in time where you need to step away. Because if someone doesn't want to help themselves, they're never gonna get better, right? If someone does you wrong, okay. If they put their hands up to it and they say they'll get better and they're trying, then great. I think you should forgive them. I think you should try. That's what part of love is. But if they end up sitting in one spot for 1, 2, 3 years, whatever it is, and they ain't moving from that one spot, and you can see that they're not trying, or they literally just say, I can't, I don't want it. That's the time to step away. Because I think once someone stops trying, not only do they not respect themselves, but they don't respect you, right? There's points in times where, we have those weeks, those months, maybe even those years where we just shut down. And it's so hard for us. But that's different from not trying, right? You can try every day. Even if it is, let's say you're a drug addict, right? You just telling your partner, your mum, your dad, whatever it is, look, last night I messed up and I went and done that drug. You see, yeah, that person went and done that drug or whatnot, but they're showing that they're trying because they're telling you up front, right? It's not, obviously that's not an easy thing to do, but I'm saying it's something as small as that to show that someone is trying to be better. It's small, very small things. And I think even at your lowest, those small things, you can do it. You can show that you're trying at least a little bit. So maybe it's an opinion that I will change when I'm older, because I've definitely changed what I think love is, in the understanding of it. I used to think lust was love. I used to think that that's what it was, but it isn't, right? I used to think that's what it was. Yeah, again, maybe I might change my mind of what it is, but I don't think I will. I personally feel that, I'm 24. I think that this is what I think it is. I know I sound so sure of myself, and I'll probably look at this video in 20 years time and go, what the hell was I talking about? When someone stops trying, it doesn't mean you should stop loving them though. That just means you should step away. And hopefully they will reflect on how much people were there for them, their mum, their dad, their sister, their partner, their kid. Hopefully they'll step back and realise, look, I got a lot of love put into me, and they're still there. I just need to start trying. I've been watching a lot of religious stuff, and I think what people don't understand is relationship with God is 50-50, right? It's like a marriage, right? It's 50-50. Sometimes it ain't always gonna be 50-50, but sometimes it's 80-20 or 40-60, right? But most of the time it's a 50-50. It's a work, right? And a lot of people that are not religious want God to show them who he is. Prove to me, show me a sign, do this, do that, so I can believe in you. But the thing is, it's a 50-50. You need to meet him in the middle, right? It's you doing as much as you can to get as close to him as possible, and he'll meet you in the middle, right? And I feel like the person that has messed up or doesn't feel like they're receiving that love, try and meet him in the middle, right? No matter what you've done, if you don't feel loved, and there are people out there that love you, try and get that 50%. And sometimes you might need to go a little bit more, depending on how much you've messed up. But try to get into that middle point, try to get to that 50% so that they can meet you in the middle. It's only right. Yeah. Again, rambling. I hope it makes sense. I hope what I'm saying makes sense to myself in 20, 30 years time. But I think it makes sense. I think I've said enough here to make myself make sense. Who knows? Remember that my idea of love is not what your idea of love is, and a lot of people have a different perspective on what love is. But personally, I think love is one of the most amazing emotions we can feel. It's one of the most amazing emotions we can feel. So yeah, I will speak to you guys tomorrow.